right, so let's get a little deeper. We are still on lesson 4.4. I'll write that up here. And we're still working with GCF and LCM. So let's break down these numbers. Notice 8 is 2 times 4, 2 times 2, and that is it. 12 is 2 times 6, and 2 times 3. So if I have 8ax squared, that is 2 times 2 times 2 times a times x times x. If I have 12, a squared x, 2 times 2 times 3 times a times a times x. Let's circle what's in common. So the greatest common factor, remember we're finding GCF and LCM. The greatest common factor, remember we connect these as 1, 2 times 2 times a times x. 2 times 2 times a times x is 4ax. 4ax is my GCF. So let's look back. Does 4ax go into 8ax squared? Yes. Does it go into 12a squared x? Yes. Good. All right, so now we have to take all the things other than that. So we're going to take one of these, one more, one. All right, so let's write that out. The LCM is 2 times 2. We did the first, the second, another 2, and 3. We have 1a, another a, another x, and another x. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. And I have a squared x squared. So the LCM is 24a squared x squared, which again means, does 8ax squared go into 24a squared x squared? Yeah, it does. 8 goes into 24 3 times. Good. And 24a squared x, does that go into, 12a squared x, does that go into 24a squared x squared? Yes. Now, I'm going to show you something a little funny, especially with these variables. Notice these variables, let me grab a yellow. Notice I have 1a and 2a's. Notice the GCF has the least, which is kind of funny because the greatest common factor takes the least amount of variables, which makes sense because I need the least amount to be a factor, to be able to go into the number. The LCM, notice, let me finish that. So notice we have 2 x's and 1 x, so notice there's 1 and 1. So again, the GCF, even though it's the greatest, it is the least amount of variables. And on the other hand, the LCM is the greatest. Notice 2 and 2 is the greatest amount of variables. So it's kind of funny because even though it's called the GCF, we take the least amount, and the LCM, we take the greatest amount. Not to get confused with what it really means.